Hi, Sagittarius. My name is Darlene Dotson, and this is your Destiny of Truth for December of 2020. Now, I am here using the old-fashioned way of just writing down the aspects that are happening in December for you. And we're just going to go through and talk to them and how they're going to affect you. Now, on the 1st, we have Mercury in Sagittarius in the 1st house. And you're going to be thinking a lot about yourself and what you want to do to change your life for the better. Now, on the 4th, we have got Mercury in Sagittarius in the 1st, trining Chiron in Aries in your 5th house. And pretty much you're thinking about how you can heal your children and what they have been going through. So you're just, you know, and you're going to overcome it all, but, you know, you're just trying to think about how you can deal with it. Now, on the 5th, we have got Venus in Scorpio in the 12th house, and it is trine Neptune in Pisces in the 4th house. Now, here you're thinking about an addiction matter. There's some type of addiction going on in the household that you're in within your family. You want a more compassionate and loving, stable environment for your home and family, but you've got to think of these addictions, and you can't be self-deceptive. You're really going to have to look at how your behaviors have affected everyone in the home and family. Then on the 9th, we have the Sun in the Sagittarius in the 1st house, and that is squaring Neptune in Pisces in the 4th house. And again, you're looking at these addictions that are happening within your home and family that need to be looked at compassionately, okay? You can't lose it, okay? You want to lose it, I know. But, you know, you have to look at your own self and how you played a part with these patterns and addictions. Now, on the 10th, we have Venus in Scorpio in the 12th house, and that's sextiling Pluto in Capricorn in the 2nd house. And pretty much that is just saying that you're going to have to put the work in, number one, because it's a sextile. Nothing that's a sextile happens easily. It's something that if you want to use that energy that's there, you're going to have to do it. And in order to change your ethics and your morals and your finances, you are going to have to work at being honest with yourself and looking at how your desires have gotten in the way of, you know, these things. Now, on the 10th, we have the Sun in Sagittarius in the 1st house, trining Mars in Aries in your 5th house. Now, here, you know, you want to improve. You are looking at how to improve your life and to improve everything within your life. And you're going to be taking action to do this with your children. And it could also be a creative project. It could also be your dating life. But it's things that make you happy in your life. You're definitely going to be, you know, taking actions to improve your life, and in the process, you know, whether it be creative children or the people that you date, they're also going to be taking action too. Now, on the 13th, we have Mercury in Sagittarius in the first house, and that is squaring Neptune in Pisces in the fourth house. And pretty much that just your thoughts again, or how you can overcome these issues with addictions that are happening within the household, within the family. You know that these addictions have to be dealt with, but you know, you've got to think it out. Now, on the 14th, we have a solar a solar eclipse. And that solar eclipse for you is in Sagittarius, your first house. Now, I can't tell you what kind of new beginning you're having, but you will have a new beginning, plus or minus 5 days on either side, or it could happen 30 days before, a month before, or a month after. But how it affects you is going to be very personal, and that depends on the house it's in your own chart, and the degrees and the aspects it makes to other planets. But you do have some type of new beginning happening. Now, on the 14th, we've got Mercury in Sagittarius in the first house, trining Mars in Aries in the fifth house. And your thoughts, okay, again, are back with your children. You're trying to think, you know, the actions of your children could be making you proud, or your self-improvement, you know, that you're trying to do right now. Or, you know, your children are going to show you how happy that's making them. You know, that's just one of the ways it could play out. Now, on the 15th, we have got Venus entering Sagittarius, and that is in your first house. Now, with Venus being in your first house, you're the star of the show. Okay, everybody loves you. Everybody wants to be around you. And that's always a good thing. We like when people like us. But on the 16th, we've got something really great happening. We have Saturn moving out of Capricorn and into Aquarius. And for you, that's your third house of communications. And you have felt somehow, that your communications have been repressed, that you have not been able to get your communications out in a way that you want them to. But on the 19th, we have Jupiter entering Aquarius also in your third house. Now, Jupiter coming into your third house is going to expand communication issues. You're going to feel more positive about communicating. You're going to feel more hopeful with your day-to-day life, and you know, taking short trips. You're going to be feeling very positive and hopeful, because you actually are going to start feeling like people are hearing you. Now, on the 19th, we have got the Sun in Sagittarius conjuncting Mercury in Sagittarius in your first house. And your head, okay, your thoughts, let's say, and your actions are actually on the same page. What your ego wants and your mind are working together to create this. Now, on the 20th, we have got Mercury going into Capricorn in your second house. And and your thoughts are on your ethics and your morals and your finances, those things that you value in your life. And, you know, they'll be there for the next few weeks anyway. And on the 21st, we have the sun in Capricorn in your second house. And pretty much your ego is invested here. You're invested in, you know, showing people your ethics and your morals and your values. And you're invested in making your financial picture better. Then on the 21st also, we have Saturn conjunct Jupiter in your third house of communications. And pretty much what the structures around you that need to go away, they're going to be destroyed. Okay, there's nothing that you can do about it. But in the process, as long as you're being open-minded and flexible, then you're going to get, you know, whether it be your day-to-day affairs, how you travel short distance, all of these type of issues, you know, they're going to expand in a good way. Because if you're where you're feeling restricted with your communications, your day-to-day affairs, or your, you know, short distance travel, your car, that type of thing, if it's really, you know, you just don't feel like you can move, then that issue will be expanded until it's just destroyed. But if you're positive towards it and you have hope in your heart towards it, then you're going to be practical in changing how you are within these things. Now, on the 23rd, we have Mars in, what's going on here? Yeah, on the 23rd, we've got Mars in Aries in your 5th house. And that is squaring Pluto, which is in your 2nd house. So your creative projects, your children, okay, or your dating life, you know, an area that brings you happiness and joy, is challenging you. Okay, let's put it that way. They're challenging your power with your ethics and your morals to change things for the better for you guys. But again, you know, you're going to have to put the work in here because it's a square, and challenges can be overcome and be made better. But your values and ethics are the thing that's going to have to change in order to, you know, bring that happiness back to your children and your dating life. That's what's got to change, is your financial picture, your ethics, your morals, just the things that you've got to do. Now, the 24th, we have got Mercury in Capricorn in your 2nd house, trining Uranus in Taurus, and that is your 5th house. Okay, just making sure here. Yeah, Uranus would be your 5th house. Hold on a minute. Wrong. Uranus would be your 6th house. Okay, so for you, you're having to look at how the changes you need to be able to make in your work life or with small pets, with your health. You've got to look at these changes. And, once you start to make the changes there, with your ethics and your morals, because believe me, you're thinking a lot about your ethics and morals this month. And once you do, that's going to help to change your health picture or your work-life picture. Now, on the 27th, we have the Sun in Capricorn in your second house, trining Uranus in Taurus in your sixth house. And pretty much you are, displaying your ethics and your morals on this day. You're displaying them for all to see, and you know that by displaying them, it's going to bring the changes that you want with your health, okay? But you're going to have to, it's pretty much, you're going to have to shine your light and show people. Now, on the 29th, we have the full moon in Cancer, and that's your 8th house. That is your most intimate relationships. That is your addictions. And on the 29th, I can pretty much see you ending. It's something emotional, and it could have to do with inheritances, wills, a death, an addiction, you're in an intimate relationship, a real estate matter, but something's ending there for you. Now, on the 30th, we have Venus, okay, in Sagittarius in the first house, squaring Neptune in Pisces in the fourth house. And pretty much with it squaring Venus, you're looking at addictions, okay? And how your love of going after what your desires, the things that you want in life, have played into this addiction, and your love life, okay? You're going to have to look at the types of people that you allow into your life and that you love, because even though we might love somebody, doesn't necessarily mean that they're healthy for us. Because, look at the insecurity that it's led to in the home. Look at the deceptions it's led to in the home. And that's not something you want anymore. You want a compassionate household. You want a loving household. But in order to do that, you've got to look at how your part, how you played a part in these addictions that you're seeing. Now, on the 31st, I want to talk to you about the moon in Leo. And the reason I say that is it's New Year's Eve. And for you, it's the 9th house. And I actually like that, because the moon in Leo, the Leos, when they desire something, they go after it. The sun rules them. They like to shine their light. Well, you're going to be shining your light in a 9th house matter. And that has to do either with self-improvement, philosophies, you're just basically, this is the way you're going to celebrate your New Year's Eve. And you're going to be living your philosophies. You're going to be living, to improve your life. You are maybe going to play on the internet, or broadcasting things that you want to do, or journalism. So you could be reading, but these are just how you're going to be spending your New Year's Eve. Okay. And yes, because it's Leo, you could be party hardying, but I don't think you're going to do that. I think that with it being in the ninth house, you're looking at how to improve your life. And, you know, that's what you're going to do. You're going to party in a way that brings improvements. So, Sagittarius, that is your astrological outcome for the month. But I'm also using, okay, the goddess cards for you. And I want to shuffle them, okay, to see. Okay, we drew Mat, Truth. Okay, she is an Egyptian goddess, and she is saying it's time for you to be truthful with yourself, with others, with everything that you do. Okay, that you have to look at the truth. And if you're being truthful, everything's going to be okay. But if you're not being truthful, then it will come back to you. But you have to be truthful with everyone. And I sort of find that funny because Sagittarius, natural ruler, is the ninth house in Jupiter. And it's all about truth, okay? The ninth house rules our legal system, our lawyers, our government, all of those things. And they're supposed to be based on truth. And like I said earlier, what's not based on truth anymore will fall to the wayside if it cannot be based on truth. So this month, you're going to have to look at the truth of yourself, look at the truth of the others around you, and make decisions that are going to help you to get where you need to be in your life, because there's things that you want to accomplish, and you know that you can't accomplish them with the things that have been happening around you. And a lot of it is due to your own choices in life. So, all I can say right now is for you, Sagittarius, I hope that December makes everything leave your life that's not conducive to your growth, so 2021 can be a year that you can only dream of. Have a great rest of the year, Sagittarius, and I will see you next year. Talk to you soon.